Welcome to Real Flix Reviews, like a book club for people who hate reading. This month doing grab bags, so I picked the classic Nausicaä in the Valley of the Wind and Season 1, Episode 1 of the White Rabbit Project.
3.
And this week we have Jonathan Charney, James Stevens,
Hello.
And Ryan is in a very stinky situation. So here is the description of Nausicaä in the Valley of the Wind. A warrior pacifist princess, Nausicaä, desperately struggles to prevent two warring nations from destroying themselves and their dying planet. First of all, I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing her name right, but well.
Nausicaä.
I'll give this a 5 out of 5. This movie was made in 1984. I'm a bigger fan of the older animation style, which this is in. Beautiful animation. I love the story. It's almost on the verge of being Captain Planet E to me in some areas, but the way the story describes
On the verge?
But the way the story actually describes everything, it's forgivable to me.
I mean, she did have the power of heart.
Jeez, the poor monkey.
John.
I really did like this movie. So straight 5 out of 5.
I'm only going a 3 out of 5. I don't know. I've seen this a couple times, and I don't know. It's not as good as Howl's Moving Castle to me.
Excuse me. No,
I like that one.
No, I understand why. Actually, one of the reasons I loved this is I love the way they tackled the dying planet, the pollution, and all that, but they did it in a story that wasn't so in your face. Like, the reason I compared it to Captain Planet, because that to me is the perfect kind of, we're evil, say no to pollution, no matter what, kind of in your face. And this
just
was...
want to make a monkey crack.
I really love this movie.
I apologize to anyone who gets those comments.
No, honestly, this is just very... I love the movie. I really do. The animation to me is amazing. This is the second time it's been released in the U.S. It's been released twice. One, the United States. Whoever actually got the movie butchered it and turned it to something else.
I think it was Disney.
I don't remember who.
Disney.
They released it.
Disney.
The second time. I don't know about the first time. Because it's been released twice in the States.
I think the first one was Disney, or I don't remember.
One of the reasons I do love this movie, though, is I love the fact you have a strong female character and who in an anime that's not, over-the-top personality, not wearing ridiculous clothing. It's a very good character who actually has growth, which is not something you always get in anime. Matter of fact, it's not something you always get in movies these days.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up one.
And where he's looking at it, this is by the same guy who did Princess Mononoke, Pork Rosso, Grave of the Fireflies. No, not Grave of the Fireflies. Excuse me. Princess Mononoke and Pork Rosso, I think, are done by the same guy. Howl's Moving Castle, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was trying to look up something because this was made in what, 1980?
84.
84. And the animation style is also reflected into the early 2000s. I just wanted to look that up because there was another one that is somewhat of the same animation style, 12 Kingdoms. Think about 12 Kingdoms for a moment. Same animation style.
I would say that I'd say 12 Kingdoms was a little bit more harder edge than this.
Well, it was more clear and.
By the way, shout out to Clemmy.
Yeah, but it just reminded me when you mentioned the anime style. I actually want to look it up because I know 12 Kingdoms was made after this, and this one came out in 2002, and it says it's still going. Am I insane on that one? 12 Kingdoms is still going? Because that's an ongoing hashtag.
I don't think it is, because if I remember correctly, the lady who wrote 12 Kingdoms passed away, and I think they had to finish it kind of basically doing what HBO's doing.
Okay.
With,
well, we're getting off track, but I just wanted to mention that the animation style I can still see reflected in things like 12 Kingdoms. I can't pull any up off the top of my head right now.
One of the things that I actually thought was really well done in the story was how they explained how the planet took care of itself.
Yeah.
I loved the giant bugs. My favorite thing about the bugs
is that they look like the vagina things from Dune.
A little, but it was the fact that they were actually agnostic of everything. They weren't these evil creatures that made them out to be.
That's the only note I wrote.
Which one? It disappeared.
Right there.
Oh, he really did write that down.
That's the only thing I wrote.
Damn. Sorry. The story to me it's an older story, basically, because it actually makes sense.
Well, it's been told a bunch.
Yeah, but there's an A, B, C, D. It's very linear, but it doesn't really go back on itself, if that makes sense. They stay very true to the story and to the character. The character changes in the fact that she still hates war, but in some respects, I think she understands it better than she did, if that makes sense.
Are you talking about the end?
Yeah, I think in the end, the character understands it is on the human level of why. Because before, I always thought she was such a pacifist, she was an idealist. I think in this, the end of it, she was still the idealist, but I think she understood the way people are a little bit more. I think that's one of the reasons I think she became more sensitive to those creatures, was because she understood people's hatred towards each other, which I think helped the character evolve to be a little bit more sensitive to people and to the animals, if that makes sense.
I can see where you're going with that, but I disagree with you on that. I don't think I don't see any learning curve with her character, Nausicaä.
See, I thought she changed.
Or Nausicaä.
I did think she changed a little bit, maybe not as much as I'm thinking. So in any parts of this movie you like?
You know, I gotta agree with you. I did like the fact that they got into the earth healing itself. I was thinking about this afterwards. They really don't go into the caste system of what was going on with the different towns, because, I mean, you got the princess that got eaten up by bugs in the ceramics armor, you know, and but
the warrior princess.
Yeah, the warrior princess type thing. But they don't really explain where she came from, except for that it's a warring tribe that goes out and conquers other ones, trying to bring everyone under one rule type thing. And then you got hers where, I mean, or they land with the plane with another princess, and then Nausicaa's a princess. I mean, do we have ruling classes going on here, or some caste system? I mean, that's kind of where I was a little bit wondering. And then also the fact that obviously they can't all live in a spot like they are, where, you know, you can take the breathing apparatus off. And so there were a few little open-ended things, but as far as I think the story goes, they didn't need to go into all that without making it into like a 5-hour or full-on anime series.
Yeah, I think it would have ruined it, and as much as I like this movie, I don't think it would have made a good series.
I think it just got wrapped up in a nice little neat package. But I don't see where you're coming from, because they really end it with her getting floated up, and then, you know, the prophecy on the tapestry comes true.
Well, because I thought... Because if you see in the beginning, she was she cared about the bugs enough to kind of leave them alone and such. And she liked her people. I liked the way how she was trying to get people to stop basically destroying each other because they're destroying the planet. I thought she started caring about everybody, not just her own little tribe or whatever it actually is.
And the other thing that kind of bothered me, I don't know if you picked up on this one, but early on when they kill her father and she goes into the blind rage and kills a bunch of, I think she killed like 6 soldiers or something like that.
Yeah.
They kind of go into that she just went into like a rage, like the go into a rage. So I was wondering if she's got like something where she has like a sixth sense that other people don't. And then there's a scene where she rescues an baby and was hiding it from her dad, and her dad killed it or something.
I kind of compared it to...
So I'm wondering if it's like what they did with Dune. Not trying to compare it a lot to Dune, but I'm just bringing up that.
The
where
Messiah
he had,
complex.
yeah, the Messiah complex.
See, that's the way I took it, is she was supposedly the Messiah who brings the bug kingdom and the human kingdom in harmony type of thing, you know.
So she's a Gaia.
Yeah. Basically, this is the end of like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, when you have that song by Kiss and everybody's holding hands.
God,
you know.
Yeah. Jeez. Why'd you have to bring that up? I mean, Keanu, really?
So yeah, I don't know. This is such.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like that story as much. You know what I mean? That one doesn't speak to me. Kill everything. Burn it all.
I've seen this movie probably half a dozen times. For me, part of it is I'm such a fan of the animation style. It's very similar to one of my favorite cartoons that was done by Rankin and Bass. It was Hobbit. I love that art style. This is very similar, but not as 70s. If that
Not as
makes sense.
rotoscoped.
Hobbit wasn't Roboscope.
I know.
That was Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
So I just love everything about it. For me, this is a strong 5 out of me. This is one of those movies that I'm bored, and if I have some time, I'll throw it on just because I find it entertaining. I love, specifically, my favorite part is from the beginning to the part where that giant flying ship crashes. The second part of because there's a couple of acts in this. One, this is her to the crash. We get to see what she does and how she takes care of her people. This is the part where her kingdom gets taken over, and every part, then to the part when she gets off that one plane.
Okay.
And then I'd say everything after that.
See, well, I haven't seen the Disney version or whoever else released it.
This version, the 1984, is the true version.
I know. I've only seen the true version. I don't know if they did the 80s freaking wannabe rockabilly stuff with the animation and the re-releases they did for America, but I've only seen the Japanese version, and I appreciate that they don't do that. So
there's allegedly a story. I think
they're all trying to be heavy metal.
There was, oh God, what was it? That was I'm really sorry about this because there was one particular story that I always thought was great. Was it Spirited Away? Yeah, Spirited Away. Apparently, the creator sent a samurai sword to Disney and said no cuts.
Wow.
And
that's a threat.
I know people who don't buy, had a big collection, sold it all, and the only movies they buy now are the Miyazaki films. And I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering it, but I love his films. I've loved every single one I've seen, and I purposely haven't seen all of them, if that makes sense.
He wants to stay friends.
No, it's just I like it so much.
He doesn't want a long-term relationship with you.
I like it so much, but it's the fact that I still want. I love having the cool. I haven't seen this one. I want to see it. I love it that much. I love the content. So, what do you give it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with a 3. I think as far as my animation style doesn't match up with this as well. I mean, I appreciate it. I like the fact that it's wrapped up in its own thing.
Yeah, it's very self-contained.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's self-contained. You can do spin-offs on it, but it's unnecessary, and you would ruin it if you did.
And ladies and gentlemen, we do have a Facebook page. If there's a movie you'd love us to review, please let us know. And the other thing is, we do now have an audio podcast version. You can catch us on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, and more.
And I say die Nazis in all of them.
And so we're going to switch to our TV show, which was The White Rabbit Project, Season 1, Episode 3.
Now, I want to bring this up. We haven't done a TV show like this.
No.
We've only done ones that actually have a story-based thing and their own plot devices moving them forward. And I think it's something that we've been neglecting, and so I think that it's a good thing that we stepped into this one.
So, no, I actually agree. I do want to disclaimer on a few things. Is one of the issues with this show is all 3 of these people were the Mythbusters build team.
Yes.
So when you're watching this, you're not thinking of this show, you're thinking of their last show. And I will say that if you're thinking that, it's a major disservice to them and to the show. That being said, I wasn't a big fan of the show. I actually like it. I'm still watching it. One of the things I think is weird is they still build things.
Yeah.
That thing I got weird because it goes from a discussion show to a build show. There's a few things here that are weird. I understand why, because it's a personality type. It's what they did in their previous show. It's one of the reasons why people will watch it. The one episode we watched, I thought that was cool because it was one with scams, right?
Yes, this is all about scams.
I loved all the scams and the stuff people got away with, like selling the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, not once, twice.
No, so I loved the way they did it. The other part I think is weird is that weird white see-through computer screen. Where they have the interviews with the people who are alive. Seems odd to me and sometimes out of place, but I think they're trying to insert more history into the show, i.e. what they did in the previous show.
Well, I want to bring this up, and you're right. They are the build team from Mythbusters. A few of them could have claimed to be a Mythbuster on there, but they all started out as the build team and then got their own little kind of segments in the show as it progressed. I think this show has a lot of potential, and I'm very interested to see how they find their footing. Because if you watching this, you can see what John's saying, where there's a few things that they don't really have meshed just yet, and that's kind of why I picked this episode. Because if you look at the way that they have the first season brought up, it feels a bit scatterbrained at times. And this one is where they're really wanting. You can tell that this is what they're trying to get at.
Oh yeah, no,
So that's why I wanted to pick this one, because and the fact that not everybody knows about the Dane.
No, you're 100% right. The fact that they're definitely trying to feel their way through this.
Yeah.
This is a very 1.0. I'm looking forward to their second season, which has to happen because this has to have gotten a lot of views.
Yeah.
I think the second season will be better because they get to iron out everything, see what they feel.
Yeah.
I like the building part of it. I really do like the experiments. I don't think that'll become a major part of the show because I think they risk becoming Mythbusters.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if they have anything signed with Jamie or Adam saying that they won't do a Mythbuster show type thing, which it could be what's going on. But
so from what I've heard, and this is very outside of what we're doing for the show, Jamie's not really a television guy. He's not really. He likes being behind the scenes. From everything I've read, Adam says he'll probably never do anything else like that again. Adam, however, is a television hog, and he's and he loves being in front of the camera. He's doing a lot of different stuff. I could see seeing Adam, but I doubt we'll see Jamie on television ever again.
I don't know. I could see possibly Jamie jumping in every now and then to help the guys out. And
Maybe.
Like a cameo or something at the best.
Yeah.
I could see Adam doing a lot more than Jamie, but I could see
Yeah.
Jamie doing it once or twice.
So yeah, I really did like this show. So most of the stuff, honestly, they covered I knew, but that's just happened to be my particular proclivity on the information.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. Some of the stuff, let's just say, I did like some of the stuff they built. I'm going to keep going this because that's probably my favorite part, is the balloon one.
Oh, that was an interesting one, yeah.
The way they line everything up and they talk about it, trying to match everything, I don't know. I keep hammering it, but this is definitely, the second season, I think they're going to get everything ironed out because there's a few things that they don't seem to do the same thing in every episode, if that makes sense. It's disjointed.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how they're going to keep the show going because it seems like with the way they're picking topics, it seems like they have there's a finality to the amount of topics they can pick.
Yeah, but I think on the way they're doing it, I think they could easily pivot it to something else.
Revisit old topics?
Find new stuff to talk about. They could easily go into weapons or I think there's definitely a limit, but I do think the format they've chosen, there's definitely they could do at least 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
So
but I'm happy they're still doing stuff. That's actually what I was really excited to see when Netflix put this out.
And next week is his pick. So batters up.
So we're going to do the quick and the dead.
Wow. Okay.
And
pick.
Did you have a TV show that you wanted to do, or you wanted to pass it off to me since I always seem to have a backup?
Let's do The Expanse Season 1, Episode 1.
All right.
This is one that, oddly enough, Adam Savage is excited about. Was the sole reason I watched it because it's like, well, if he's jumping up and down about it, I'm curious to see how good it was.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I gave Nausicaä in the Valley of Wind a 5 out of 5. James gave it a 3. Ryan, well, as soon as he's out of his stinky situation, hopefully he'll tell us what he thinks.
Brings a new meaning to Cold Case.
We're doing The Quick and the Dead and Expanse Season 1, Episode 1. And for Jonathan Charney, James Stevens, Ryan Preston, thank you for watching.
Thank you.